What's going on, guys? This is a different kind of video. I'm doing a tips and trick video. One tip on every hero as a top 500 player. Here's proof I'm top 500 literally right now. GM1, all that, yada yada yada. Gonna get right into it. Alright, let's go. Alright, right away, everyone knows you can deflect as Captain America, but it's actually not accurate as to where you're aiming. So the closer you are, the better the deflect is going to be. Like if a Punisher is turreting or like someone's ulting, you're right in their face, it'll just hit them directly. With Doctor Strange being like my second most played hero, I actually know a lot about him. One of the biggest things I like to do, especially with ult, is you don't want to just walk in a straight line because there's so many characters that'll just stun you. So I like to shift in because there's a little speed boost it gives you, and then drop in while ulting. It just makes it so you're harder to hit while ulting and you get it off faster. Oh my god, this character. Alright, Hulk is probably the most underrated tank right now because people don't know how to get value out of him. The largest thing that, like, in my opinion matters for Hulk, just always hold space. Oh my god, like, his survivability is insane. This freak can just constantly jump. I've played against some of the best Hulks in the game. Dude, they just don't die no matter what. Like, they'll lose a game with like 0 deaths while being in the entire time. And then obviously, you know, they'll win every other game they play, just not against me. Alright, next is Magneto. So, a lot of people actually don't use his ult in the right way. Like, they'll just use it and just instantly pop it, and it does like no damage. Like, look, that doesn't kill them, and I hit him directly, basically. What you want to do is, let's say there's a big team fight, everyone's shooting. You can actually save your teammates while also building your ult's like power higher. You know, it eats all the bullets in this area, it builds up, and you use it, and you get your kills. And the bullets that they're shooting at your teammates actually get sucked up into it. So like if your healer's low, you know, you can protect them. Alright, next is Venom. So his E gives him shield, right? And that's like your whole survivability thing. That's what keeps you alive when you go to swing in, you know. You're using your mobility, like, you're committing to this fight. Now you can't do anything. What you want to do is hold your E out. Like, don't just instantly pop it because then you have nothing. You want to wait till, you know, oh, I'm low, I got my value. I'm going to E, and I'm guaranteed safe to get out. People just, like, drop in, pop it instantly, and now you have no cooldowns, and you just get melted and die. You just don't want to throw. Okay, Groot. This character is actually busted. Oh my god. People don't realize that when you hit someone with these walls active, it does so much damage. Like, look at how... That almost one-shot her from one hit. So just always be placing your walls near them. Like, even if it's not in a way where it's just directly blocking them, like, having your walls just in a fight adds so much DPS. And, like, even with the right click, it still attacks. So just keep your walls up. I feel like Penny's straightforward for what it's worth. You get your trap down. Biggest thing, just make sure to keep placing your mines. You can have up to 15, and they're actually invisible in your nets. And also your nets, like, connect, you know? So just keep your nets going in a line. I think you can have like 3 if I try placing another. Yeah, it deletes the other one. But yeah, just your lines connect, and then mines are invisible. Biggest thing. Alright. Something I don't see enough with Thor, I see a lot of people charging in with his shift. You know, you go in, you get damage, and you get out. What you actually want to do is try and isolate. Like, okay, this bot just died, but what I would do, you know, if it wants it there, you want to bring it to your team. So, like, now it's in the middle of your team. You just kill this guy real quick, and you're safer. So, like, if you walk in, you know, and they do a lot of damage, you could just shift out real quick. Rather than fully committing and like being in the middle of their team, now you just use your shift. You're not on you're on cooldown, and now you have to hope you get your pick or anything like that. It's just safer to do this, and it's more effective. I wish people would stop trolling on Thor. Okay, Hawkeye. This character, I have no tips, dude. I don't know. Just if you're low and trying to get out, just spam your melee because it deflects bullets. As you can see, like, you could try and time it. Like, I would just spam it while backing up. I've seen so many Hawkeyes just live for no reason because of it. Storm, okay, biggest thing you want to do is when you're in spawn, hit H and then play any other character because this character is awful. Punisher, big tip I have for him is use his zip lines. Oh my god, especially trying to get back. Like, let's say you die early in a fight, you know, stuff happens, you get jumped, Spiderman jumps you, your healer's no heal. Your zip line flings you back. And the craziest part, you can connect them. Look at that. Okay, I missed. I hop on one zip line and get on the other. Like, that is insane. Did you see how much distance I covered? Like, Magik, I mean, just, you always want to have your demon down. It does so much extra damage. Other than that, I guess, like, there's animation cancels you can do. Just know your one-hit combos, really. Like, shift, left click, into dash, they're just one-shots. Alright, biggest tip I have for Black Panther, it's pretty straightforward. Always keep a mask on someone. Like, that is your get out card, you know? And every single ability you have puts a mask on someone except for your dash. So just value your dash and keep the mask on somebody, and you'll always have a way to get out. Okay, this character is already busted, but just a little trick you can do. You know the right click? It actually explodes after a few seconds, but with that, you know, you have time to throw it down and then E onto it, and it pulls them onto the little explosion part of it. And they can't do anything, you know. You just spam that in some fights and you'll just get free kills, like on top of her just, you know, killing everything instantly. Despite her being a sniper, Widow has some crazy combos. Like, why can she even do this?
Looking for a new challenge.
Like, what the hell is this?
Buy some bad guys. Double kill. That's 3.
Like I can't even move, by the way. But yeah, I mean that and like get good aim probably. Squirrel Girl, pretty straightforward. Just spam your acorn and your left click through chokes, and you'll just get free kills, dude. It's literally Junkrat, but with a faster projectile, so like you can even hit people in the air, which is kind of crazy. Okay, well I don't play her, but you get the point. Okay, the best tip I can give for Moon Knight, I think, would be when you go to ult, if you're not already comboing with like Groot or Strange or anything like that, you want to throw your Ankh down and then ult, so it like pulls them into it. Or you do it vice versa, you know, you could ult first and then pull them into it like that. Like there, you know. It's like they're trying to run, it's not even a stun, it just pulls them in, which is annoying, but yeah. Alright, next is Scarlet Witch. I would just do the same thing that I did with Storm, but I have a decent tip for her. Just when you ult, you don't want to do it like and just run in a straight line, because not only are you going to die, you're just going to get stunned and then get no value out of, you know, your whole character, even though the whole character has like no value. So you want to do it behind cover and like round the corner last second. So when it goes off, you know, they have less time to react. Pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. Alright, for Spiderman, one of the best characters in the game in my opinion. You know, very fun, just awesome character overall, and strong. You want to know your combos. You want to know your animation cancels. The best one, I say, is probably going to be this one, your B-Hop. So what you do is, for me it's shift, I don't know what it is on controller. You shift and then you shoot your web. And it just keeps the momentum. It's like the shift punch, but it just uses less. Like, and you don't use a cooldown. You can get some speed with it too, and momentum. Like, look at that. Alright. Okay, Iron Man. The best tip I can give for him is don't just stand in the open, or I guess fly in the open, and then, you know, go for direct shots. Like, you get a lot of value just out of like spamming a choke behind a wall. Like, they can't hit you, and I'm just getting free damage, you know. And then you power up, or like you're with a Hulk, you just do more. Alright, next is going to be Namor. I mean, truly, you just want your squids down, or octopi, whatever you want to call them, in a good spot where they're not going to constantly get taken down, but still get value. Like, just throw them in awkward positions where, like, they're going to have to turn so far. You just get so much value, you know? And they also only last a little bit of time, so just keep placing them down, you know, when they go down. If you have a Luna, you can throw another one. That's going to be your biggest thing. Next is Star-Lord. So I see a lot of people playing him like Tracer when he's actually not that close range of a character. I would say just try and go for like a high ground position and just farm out damage like this. You can so easily get kills. Like, look at how much damage I'm doing from this range. There's almost no drop off. You're just safer. I mean, there's like pretty straightforward. Alright, next is Bucky, or Winter Soldier, whatever you want to call him. The best thing I would say is to always look for this combo. You just want to hook them and then punch them into your team. That person's like guaranteed dead as long as you're playing with your team, you know, and they've got their monitors on and not drooling. Like, that's all you gotta do. As for Iron Fist, you just always want to be topped up. Like, use your E before you go into a fight, get your 300 HP, and then you're just more likely to survive. I mean, there's not much else to say about him. Know your combos, and then, yeah, just kill people in a really stupid way, like half the roster. Alright, now for Wolverine. Best thing I would say, I mean, most people do it who do play Wolverine, but I just in case you don't, always look to grab the enemy and bring them to your team so they can just shred them. Like, not only could you kill them really fast, but let's say you grab a tank and your whole team's right there. They just die, and you basically already won the fight just from grabbing that person and bringing them to your team. A tip for Psylocke is just play for those flank kills. Like, constantly be on their back line and looking for, you know, okay, their support's alone. Bam, dead already. Other support dead. She just kills so quickly, and she gets so much value as long as you're looking for the right picks. Like, if you're just constantly damaging tanks, you're just feeding their support ults, and like, you're not going to get much out of it. Just make sure you're always flanking on her. Alright, next is Rocket. His most valuable item is easily his beacon. You know, that's a whole extra player on your team right there. So instead of just throwing your extra player on your team out in the open like that, you know, for someone to shoot, and then, you know, there goes your most valuable ability. You want to put it more so like in a building like here in the corner where it's not going to be as visible or predictable. And they have to like go searching for it, and then there goes one person on their team who's out searching for your beacon, or, you know, or your teammate dies and now they're rezzed because your beacon's still up. Just make sure you keep putting in weird spots and like be creative with it. Alright, next is Mantis. I would say just don't forget to look for shots, because let's say, you know, you're low on leaves and you can't heal anyone. If you hit a headshot, it just insta refills one. That ability to just constantly keep up your teammates because you're looking for shots during fights, it's so useful. Not only are you doing more damage, but you're also healing more. Don't forget to shoot the enemy team, basically. Which sounds a lot simpler and easier said than done, but, you know, just a random headshot could save your fight. Next is Loki. So people don't actually heal properly on him, from what I've seen. You don't want to aim like at your teammate, you want to aim at their feet, because the clones will shoot where you're looking. So like if I'm aiming there, all three of them are actually healing rather than just one. But if I'm aiming like through him, the clones are actually shooting back here when I'm shooting my teammate there. You know, if your teammate's in the air, it's different, but just make sure you're shooting at their feet. It's going to be your best way to get value. Adam Warlock. His ult is like a mercy res, and people think it's so much so that they'll just walk in and res their whole team thinking they're going to win a fight. But if you do that, they're all just going to spawn low HP, and then you're going to get farmed, and there goes your ult. What you actually want to do is you can res kind of far away and then walk into your team, because it's a little area around you. So like, since I walk into this area, they get rezzed, but they get rezzed all the way back there. So they're safe when they get revived rather than being, you know, insta-res, like right around the corner. They die, the enemy rounds the corner and just kills your whole team again. You just want to walk into your team, basically. You want to ult and then walk into your team. Luna Snow. Crazy character. It takes really good aim to do damage. I would say just heal bot. Like, literally just sit on your team healing the whole game. You farm ult so quickly. You just want to have ult up every single fight. If multiple teammates are getting shot, your icicle spear thing like goes through them and it heals both. So if there's a big fight, you know, you could activate your shift. You're attacking and healing. Like, just save it for those burst heals, or like if there's a teammate that's far off that you can't heal because your other teammates are in the way, just use it, you know. It heals all of them. Pretty cool. I don't know. She's really strong. So if you want to learn healer, learn Luna. Next, Cloak and Dagger. I would say the biggest thing, when you're on Cloak, just use your right click when your enemy or your teammates are low. Or if your enemy's about to ult, it actually makes your teammates invulnerable. It doesn't just make them invisible, but they can't get shot at all, which is insane, but yeah. Lastly, we have Jeff the Shark. The biggest thing I would say is when you're going back, just use your bubbles. It gives you a little speed boost, or like if your team is pushing point, you know, the round just started, just use your bubbles. Always keep your bubbles on like some sort of cooldown. You know, you have 6 of them. Take it off cooldown. Just constant speed boost. You get to point faster. And yeah. Alright, that's all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is something different. If you're going to see more of it, just, you know, say something in the replies or comments, whatever. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed.